Hi, I'm Matt Williamson with Yardbarker to talk about the state of the Miami Dolphins. And for the early portion of the 2019 season, the Dolphins were the worst team I have ever seen. I'm not exaggerating. But after losing their first four games by a combined score of 163 to 26, Miami went on to finish the season with a 5-11 record, winning five of their last nine and three of their last five. What this showed most of all is the Dolphins have the right coach in place in Brian Flores. Despite very little talent on the roster, Miami played hard and improved as the season went along under Flores. Examining Miami's underlying stats last year might not be overly relevant, and those numbers are pretty terrible across the board, as you would expect. But the Dolphins did play an easy schedule last year, but were also one of the most injured teams in the league. While it was an easy schedule overall, Miami did face a really tough slate of opposing defenses, but a cushy slate of opposing offenses, which is interesting to note where each side of the ball is. Obviously, there was a massive changes with this team in the offseason. Ryan Fitzpatrick played very well last year, but frankly, I expect him to turn back into a pumpkin early in the 2020 season. But Tua Tagovailoa is a great prospect, and I fully believe that Miami now is their best quarterback in the building since Dan Marino. The Dolphins' offensive line might actually be respectable last year, the Dolphins' offensive line might actually be respectable this year, which is a far cry from what we saw a year ago. They might have had the worst line in the league. The defense could even be better than respectable, and that stems from the great talent this team now has at the cornerback position. Remember, Flores comes from the Bill Belichick tree and has designed his defense around coverage and therefore blitzing, as we saw from the Patriots' outstanding defense last year. The Dolphins had 3 first-round picks and used them on a quarterback, a left tackle, and a corner, 3 of the most important and hard-to-fill positions in the NFL. Might take time for all of this to pay off, and I don't expect the Dolphins to win many games this year, but Miami does have the first and most important blocks in place to build something. Thanks so much. I am Matt Williamson with Yardbarker.